into the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show with your host, Michael Carvelis.
Hello and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You are watching Daily Dive. It is Monday, December the 30th, 2024. I am your host, Michael Carvelis, and guy in Georgia. Producer Joe is behind the scenes in back-to-back 3-0 Banditland, New York. We are live on 12 on Sports via YouTube and X. And by the way, on 12 on Sports YouTube channel, when you subscribe, you get things like other great shows. Also, live sports, like there's a D3 basketball game going on right now as we're doing this, which is really cool. We can have both things playing. So you're watching lacrosse. We're going to get this over with, and then you can go watch the basketball game. How's that sound? All right, cool. On today's awesome show, we're going to get into Week 5 game recaps. There were 6 games, which means all but 2 teams played, and a lot went down. We got stung again by the Georgia Swarm, but financially and mentally. And 3 stars of the weekend, a Monday tradition of awards. Without further ado, let's get into what this show is sponsored by / affiliated with. It's tickets.12onsports.com. That's tickets.numbers12lettersozsports.com. Get your National Lacrosse League tickets for less by going to that website, which features all the sports and even your favorite artist concerts, not to mention Broadway and theater if you're into that kind of thing, theater kids. Tickets.12onsports.com. Alrighty, it is now time to get into game recaps. That is Clark Walters' mustache, which we'll get into in a bit. But what's interesting about this is, before I get to these games, is the Saskatchewan Rush had healthy scratched Walter like 2 or 3 times already this year, and he comes in the game and was amazing. It was like, why is this guy, who's very marketable for obvious reasons, why is he not in the game? But whatever, who cares? So let's get into our first game. Our first one we're going to talk about is the Thunderbirds. Wow. I told you guys, if the Thunderbirds beat the Firewolves, which they did, it would be a Christmas / Boxing Day miracle. And it wasn't just that. It was as if Santa, Jesus, and everybody just came together and just gave the Thunderbirds a gift. Because it wasn't just a win. It was they trailed 5-0 to start the game. They trailed 9-3, and then they won 13-9. A 10-goal unanswered run to win the game. It makes no sense, especially after what happened last weekend. It is unexplainable in so many different ways. I know one of the Firewolves fans that I know, who I will not mention just to save him, he's like, Glenn Clark's lineups, kind of suck right now. And it's like, I didn't even see Travis Longbow. I don't know, maybe he's injured. I know Sam Firth was a healthy scratch, so maybe that could be a thing in Albany. But guys, games like this are why unified standings matter so much. When Albany has already lost 2 overtime games, and then another loss is blowing a 9-3 lead, it's unacceptable. It's the difference between being in the championship last year and being 1-3 this year with a really tough look. Those 3 losses could be monumental to if this team even makes the playoffs now. Because now you don't have a lot of leeway. Well, it's like another team which we're going to get to. But how are the Buffalo Bandits and the Rochester Nighthawks? Bandits 13, Nighthawks 6. Connor Fields did score 2 goals. He took 20 total shots and scooped up 12 more loose balls. But this game was all about Josh Byrne. It was all about Dane Smith. Dane Smith scored, I think, 35 seconds into the game, which is absolutely insane. You knew Bandits were going to be on it, and in front of 19,070 people, yeah, they were on it. Matt Vince made 62 saves. That's a 6 out of 5. 62 saves. Did he make 3 stars of the weekend? Probably, but we'll get to that. dude, man, it's before it's like where they were starting slow, and now at this point, you just hope they're peaking early. That is the only thing the rest of the National Lacrosse League is rooting for. Because remember, when I got kind of a few comments on Instagram on the reel where I was like, yo, they're going to win the championship. We shouldn't even play the rest of the year. That was an overreaction. It doesn't look like much of an overreaction now. It looks like just a regular reaction. Michael Grace comments a lacrosse stick. Thank you, Michael Grace. First time commenter, by the way. Thank you for that, Michael Grace. We're here. All right. Next up, the Black Bears. Boy, oh boy. I got to first of all give Jeff Teat credit because in the middle of this game, I was watching with some pals and I was telling them, oh man, Jeff Teat, he ain't showing up right now. And then 2 goals to get them within 1. And then I believe an assist to tie the game. And then of course he didn't score the game-winning goal. I forgot who did, but it was like Black Bears were down like 11-8 and went on a 4-goal run and beat the Rock. And again, much like Albany, if you are the Toronto Rock, you are 0-4. The last 2 games, albeit injury-prone and injury-riddled, you literally could have won, and you didn't. I know it's not fair what's with the injuries, but a lot of time in sports, it's a war of attrition. It's a war of longevity. It's a war of endurance. And right now, the Rock, 0-4, again, another team that might miss the playoffs now, no matter how healthy they get, because they literally cannot afford these losses now. Every other loss after this will be a backbreaker. And I don't know about you, but I can only break my back once before paralyzing myself. Maybe they can do it a few times. It's rough. It's rough. And that was in front of 5,196 fans. Paramount Fine Food Center only supposed to seat 5,000. So we had some people sitting on each other's laps. Yes, that's not true. Saskatchewan Rush played another overtime game, and this time they lost. The Philadelphia Wings, Brendan O'Neill, had 8 points. He was so good. Adam Levy, who is one of many that have called me out for saying Brendan O'Neill is better than Dyson Williams. Well, right now, apparently he is. Because Adam Levy goes on X/Twitter and says, I think that Brendan O'Neill will win Rookie of the Year. Cool. Awesome. Great. With very little box experience, I like my chances. Wings beat the Rush 12-11 in overtime. Holden Katoni. Good job for him with the game winner. Kurt Malofsky went into Calgary and not just helped the Warriors beat the Roughnecks 14-10. He was also he became the 7th coach in National Lacrosse League history to reach 100 wins. So shout out to Kurt Malofsky, the mouse himself, for that amazing accomplishment. Again, only 6 before him have done this, so that's an awesome feat. Owen Grant, by the way, 4 blocks, 5 cost turnovers, ouch. Won a face-off and had an assist. Kevin Crowley, 5 goals, 3 assists, 1 loose ball. I'll say one of those guys definitely made it to the 3 stars. And finally, the Swarm. Oh, and also in the Roughnecks game, Dane Doby passes Sean Williams for 10th all-time in points. Shout out Dane Doby. He is looking really good, despite looking like a father in every sense of the word, but he is awesome. And finally, on Sunday, the Swarm. Guess who scored a game winner? You'll never guess. We know the guy, who have I been talking about for the Georgia Swarm? It's Captain Clutch Andrew Q. I keep saying that. He keeps scoring game winners. Which is going to lead me perfectly in to our next segment. Because when we come back, and you will not go anywhere, trust me, I got to give props to the Georgia Swarm, man. Sorry. I have to say it. I keep picking against them, and we're going to talk about it next. I got some humble pie to eat on the next segment. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pods Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo! Guess what? We have an audio-only podcast version of this show. Go to Spotify and search Daily Dive. And I want to just say I apologize because last week on Friday, this past weekend on Friday, such a long weekend, I forgot to upload the Friday episode to Spotify until like literally an hour before this show started today. So you can still hear Adam and Pat talk about things that's great, but it is most of it has now happened, so I apologize for that. But if you do want to listen to that over, we do appreciate your listening nonetheless. Alrighty. It is now time to get into Stung Again. Feels like a rock song. I don't know why. Okay, obviously I got full disclosure, I don't like bees and I don't like wasps. I know a lot of people don't like that stuff, but I'm like one of those like weird, like freak out, like sissy boys. It's weird. Whatever. So I feel like I don't know if I've picked one game in favor of the Georgia Swarm this season. I don't. I know like the last three games, like the Seals, and the Mammoth, I thought the Seals and Mammoth were going to win. No. The other game they played was the Rock. And that one, I thought they were going to crush the Rock, and the Rock fought back and only lost by 1. But these darn Swarm, and it's funny because I also, in my wish list for teams, said the Seals need a heart monitor. The Swarm do. Every one of their games comes down to the wire, but yet they keep winning. Like producer Joe says, you're still here. It's just mighty impressive. When you look at the defensive stats for this team, so many guys hit a block shot or a caused turnover, and to walk into the Loud House, to beat up on the Colorado Mammoth, Georgia Swarm, you have earned my respect. And I want to say I'm still not sold, because I'm not. But also, it just sounds foolish at this point, because how many times do they have to beat a good team, that's a good team in my opinion, in order for me to give them more respect than what I'm giving them? Is it because since 2016, when they won the championship, is it because since then they've been a hyped up team with nothing producing? I don't know. The first 2 years I've done this show, I haven't been impressed. Maybe that's lingering in my mind, but 5 weeks in, Swarm are 4-0, and they're winning the close games. Again, if you're not as good as the team that I think that you're playing, you lose those games, and they're not. They're winning those games, and not just winning them at home. They went across the country to San Diego. They went up north to Colorado in the altitude. Where else does this team have to go for me and the majority of National Lacrosse League media to respect them? I don't know. But I will say, Lyle Thompson is playing great. Andrew Q has been awesome. Adam Wiedemann on defense. Joey Capito. Brett Dobson's been locked in. And the best part is, Brett Dobson did not have to make a lot of saves, which shows you they're doing what the Buffalo Bandits have done. And I know what you're saying. Matt Vince has 62 saves this week. I got you. But what the Buffalo Bandits usually do, and what the Rock usually do, is they make sure there's bodies in the way before the goalie has to save the day. Because remember, the goalie is what the last line of defense. So instead of making Brett Dobson save us, the Georgia Swarm is saying, hey, let's stick up for the guy. Let's shove our bodies in the roadways here. Let's get run over by a ball a few times. And I'm sure it hurts, but it's working. And then somehow, whether it be team chemistry, whether it be coaching, or a combination of that and a few more things, whatever it is, they're winning these close games. They're clutch. And I've never been a fan of the clutch gene that term is thrown around in sports. But if there's a team with it this year, it's the Swarm. Remember, there's the Rush. They played their third overtime game. And they just lost the game. So you know how tough it is to win those kind of games. And I think the Swarm have had one overtime game this year against the Seals. But this one, with like 40 seconds left, Andrew Q, Captain Clutch, easy, no big deal. Like, what do we do? Why am I still not sworn on the Storm yet? If I had to put it in an answer, because I don't feel like there's enough offense there, but again, chemistry in team sports is a big deal. And when your defense, especially when your defense has chemistry, you're going to sting some people who like to think they're experts at picking games like myself. And I tip my cap. I will stay away from the bee's nest until further notice. And I swear to God, the first time I picked them, it's like, oh, okay, now they lost. Of course. That's gambling, baby. It's incredible. Shout out to the Georgia Swarm. You're buzzing right now. You're swarming. All those B puns. Yeah, congrats. You're bumbling. Whoa. All right. When we come back to this awesome show, we're going to wrap it up with 3 stars of the weekend. This week was tough for me. But one person came out victorious with the first multi-time winner of the year. That's going to be fun. Don't go anywhere. We know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pods Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
What up, everybody? It's producer Joe, the baddest daddy in producing history, here to tell you all about the baddest, daddiest merch store. Go to the link tree in the bios of either our IG or Twitter, and from there you can access merch for the only Monday through Friday live lacrosse talk show on the internet. I repeat, the only Monday through Friday live lacrosse talk show on the internet. We got hoodies for when your girl comes over and wants to cuddle. Just don't let her take it when she leaves. How about a baddest daddy cap for when you lie about how much you hate Mike in this show, but you're still here? We've got beanies so you can do that in the cold too. Guys, what's going to happen when all these moms see you dropping your kid off at practice in this thing? Want to sip like a daddy and feel like a baddie? Check out that mug. 6-time NLL champ Johnny T and savior of my Buffalo sports childhood knows what I'm talking about. Guys, I'm really going to need you to start buying shit because I'm getting sick of doing Instacart. But yeah, go check it out so you can start repping and supporting the brand. Producer Daddy out.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When today's awesome show ends and you are getting your tickets for the next NLL game, be sure to get them at tickets.12onsports.com. Tickets.numbers12lettersoz sports.com. You will not regret seeing things live with the peace of mind knowing you got your tickets for a great price. Our Monday traditions here. 3 stars of the weekend. Best performances in the National Lacrosse League for week number 5. This one was tough, and he has no legs because there's whatever. I'll explain that another day. But basically, best photo I can find of Drew Hutchison. Anyways, Halifax game. Warren Hill gets benched again. And this guy, who I told you guys last year needed to play more, stepped in, saved all 12 of the shots that he faced, including 10 in the fourth quarter, and had an assist. Drew Hutchison is your 3rd star of the weekend. I believe it's the first time. He might have won it last year, but it's the first time this year, definitely, he's won it. Telling you folks, Halifax is another goalie controversy. I think that was a topic we did last year, but whatever. Number 2, this is crazy. I told you guys Kevin Crowley had a great game. I wanted to show my signed lacrosse ball that's by Kevin Crowley. Nope, can't do it. Owen Grant. Imagine how much this hurts. Getting soaked with 4 different lacrosse shots. That's what he did. He also caused 5 turnovers. And he had an assist and won his only face-off. Guys, I cannot express to you how tough that stat line is to get. 4 block shots and 5 caused turnovers. I might have to ask Adam Levy or Graham Perro to do some research because 4 and 5 is nuts. And finally, winning it for the second time this year, and he actually won the first star both times this year, Matt Finch. Are you seeing the stat line, folks? If you're not, if you're on Spotify, I got you. A 91.1 save percentage with 62 saves. I think the last time I saw that might have been Del Bianco Another one of those Adam and Graham things I got to ask. 62 saves is something special. We know that Rochester likes to pepper the nets. We know, Buffalo has a good defense. And by the way, Dane Smith led his team in loose balls, had 2 cost turnovers, had the 8 points. But I think Matt Vince having to face 60-some shots and saving 62 of them is bonkers and deserves our utmost respect. On banner nights, guys, again, I will say this before we go. The only chance the National Lacrosse League has right now against Buffalo, the only chance is if they have peaked too early, which I think is stretching. I think that's stretching it. The 3-peat feels inevitable, and I don't know if I'm going to change on that for the rest of the year. Again, I cannot stress this enough. You hope they're peaking too soon. That is it. All right. Thanks so much for watching the show. Remember, we had 50-plus people. That was cool. Remember, there's a bunch of, not just following us at Daily Dive LAX, but also following our great team, like the ones that were scrolling at the bottom of the screen earlier. Be sure to subscribe to 12 Inch Sports on YouTube and follow us on X. There they are. Producer Joe's got it on there. I'm at Michael Carvelis. We got Bigo on the social media. Oh gosh, he told us it's 2 eyes, so I apologize for that. For some reason, why is Bigo not on this one? That's weird. Who cares? Bigo's on there. LJ Lacrosse 49. I give up. All right, regardless of that, let's end the show now. Thanks for watching today's awesome show. You're the bread. You're the butter. You are the 2 eyes in Bigo. Thank you. That was horrible. For everyone that comes on the show as a guest, thank you so much for sharing your platform with us, giving us validity and relevance. It is hard to get guests on the show. We love you guys, but come on, man. For Bigo on the social media, for the baddest daddy in producing history, producer Joe, I'm your host, Mike, saying have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow for Fresh Fits and more. Same time, same place, 12 Inch Sports. This has been Daily Dive.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.